weeks again, and I'm on like the final two races of season 2.
Hello YouTube and welcome to Formula 1 2019. We're here for the EWRL French Grand Prix. We're here with a field of 9 drivers, loaded grid tonight. A lot of great drivers. Volcanic making his third start, and it could be his last start of the season.
And muted Emerson.
Muted.
And there's the mute.
Great commentators, just I don't want to hear when I listen.
Hello?
Hello, Emerson.
I cut out? Like,
no, you're good. He just said I get nervous. He muted you.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, like
yeah,
I was in the middle of my intro and I just hear and muted. I'm like, oh, what? But Volcanic making his third EWRL start, and it could be his last this season, as scheduling will make it hard for him to make it into Grand Prix for the rest of the season. We'll see if we see him around. He's obviously gonna, stay in the point standings, but let's see how he can go out here at a track that has never hosted an EWRL event, and we're here at Circuit Paul Ricard.
No. Stop that. Yep. If
2020, we all have to learn Sandport, boys. Fucking annoying.
I don't know if that track will be very hard. It's just a bunch of straights and hairpins.
I don't know if I need top.
It's like, I don't know. You have long straights and very slow corners.
I know, I don't know if I need down
Did
sport.
you say rain at the end of the race? This track is ass in the rain.
It's gonna be heavy rain at the end of the race. This is
Could we get 2 Grand Prix in a row with some weather affecting the outcome? Last week, Markle was able to qualify on the pole, and you never heard from him after turn 4. But
I don't know if I need top speed.
I
don't know if I need top speed or downforce around this track.
I use middle.
Ben enters this race with a 39-point deficit, 2-point leader Markle, and this is the 7th to last Grand Prix in the season. Let's see what Ben can do in terms of making up those valuable points. The first step to doing that, though, is getting a great qualifying run, and drivers on outlaps would be Invader and point leader Markle.
No, I have my hail foam on.
Invader sporting the washing machine livery this week. Oh, you can't hear me, that's right. Tell him I said he's sporting the washing machine livery this week.
I changed my colors up again.
Alright, so many things. Ben, David, and Foursquare all making their way out onto the track now. Like the nice black and yellow livery Foursquare sporting this week. At number 79. Actually, that's more of a gold than a yellow, I guess. I mean, gold is a shade of yellow, technically. How about the puzzle piece livery Markle sports every week? Here we go.
New colors again.
New colors. Markle begins his
I just like
first time lap of the session, and into turn 1 he goes. Little wide on the apex, and he's going wide through 2.
I hate that section. The first 2 turns, like, I definitely could do better.
Invader starts a timed lap. There's a caution in sector 3. As Ben just kind of keeping the car at bay before getting ready for a timed lap. Here comes the blue, red, neon green, white, black livery from Markle. Down the back straightaway. Heading into the long sweeping right-hander.
That's right, the sponsor thing on this is green. I was like, green? I don't see green.
This man's got 6 colors. Through VS as we go. Markle carrying a nice head of steam through VS's. Now through the final corner and down the start-finish straight. Markle comes to the start-finish line and he will set a 1:31.760. Let's see what Washing Machine Invader can do.
Washing Machine Invader can do.
Oh, I'm so sketchy going into those damn S's.
We got David and Foursquare and Ben and Invader. Many things on timed laps. Here comes Invader to the start-finish line. He goes top of the charts. A 1:31.575. Here comes Foursquare in the black and gold livery to the start-finish straight. He goes third quickest, a 1:32 flat. Here comes Ben to the start-finish line. As many things goes fourth quickest. Ben will go top of the chart, a 1:31.065. Here comes Avenged to the start-finish line. He'll go fifth of six quickest. Octane on a out lap.
At a 1:37. Oh.
There's a caution in sectors 1 and 3.
I fucked up that first sector. Like the first two turns was horrible.
Markle gonna try it again. Here we go.
Oh, nuts.
Oh, this lap is not gonna work in his.
Wait. Fuck, I forgot where the pit entry was.
Well, you passed pit road, and then I'm like, what do you mean? No, he's not. Like, you passed pit road. Yeah, you are.
I haven't played this track in a while.
It shows.
Yeah, when our point leader forgets where pit lane is.
Definitely this track too.
That's gonna be a nice clip.
Brain dead, you know, points leader here.
Here comes Invader into the correct pit lane.
And gonna be out of gas.
Foursquare into the pit lane. Octane on the timed lap as Dan and Volcanic work their way on out laps. Octane sporting a nice red, black, and white livery from that number 25 through the long sweeping right-hander we go.
Oh, of course I'm spinning the pit lane.
It gave me an invalidated lap because I wanted.
There's a caution in sectors 2 and 3. Here comes Octane through the final corner. Octane to the start finish line goes 6th of 7 quick. Volcanic sporting a nice black and neon yellow livery. There's still a caution working in sector 3. I guess that would be Dan. He comes to start a timed lap sporting a nice pink and white livery. And blue. Invader, Foursquare working their way out onto the track once again. Let's see if Markle can make it back to pit lane this time. Yes, he will.
Oh, that's right. They changed it.
Oh god, this is that pit road that has that weird ass sound to it.
What?
Yeah, to tell you when a car's coming in. Some of the tracks I've never heard of. I know this one has it.
I'm still confused on what you mean, but I haven't driven on this game in how long. Here comes Volcanic through VS's and into the final corner we go with Volcanic. There's a caution out in sector 2.
What's trying to remember?
To the start finish line.
What is
Here goes 6th of 8 quick. Here comes Dan, our 2-time series champ. Has yet to win a Grand Prix this season.
What is Invader's car and helmet give me like for on throwbacks?
Can this be the Grand Prix that
Yeah.
Dan gets a win? Into the final corner we go with Dan, and 2 to start finish line.
Give me like brawn throwbacks. Put some yellow on it, it'll be fine.
Dan goes 5th of 9 quickest. He will set a 1:32.237. On outlaps, Invader, Markle, many things.
That's what I was saying. Throw some yellow on it. It'll be perfect brawn car.
Yeah. He decided to sport washing machine this week. Yep, that
yeah,
won
represent
championship.
my game.
Many things trying to improve upon his 9th place lap time now. There's still a caution in sectors 2 and 3. That would be Octane. And Volcanic at a fascinating 30 miles per hour. Many different drivers on many different situations. This track, a nice track for these drivers. A lot of long sweeping corners, a lot of long straights, a lot of overtaking opportunities. And when we get to racing here, this start is going to be absolutely mental. Many things sporting the black and blue and white number 9 livery. So he works his way through VS's. And through turn 15 we go with many things. He will improve to the 8th position.
Y'all quit coming into the damn pit lane.
What the fuck? They turn his ass.
Markle, Foursquare, working timed laps in the same vicinity as one another. They're 3rd and 4th on the charts now. Foursquare in 3rd. Is there a pull for either one of these guys in the future?
I guess I'm just assing.
Markle through the final corner, down to start, finish straight. Here we go. What kind of a lap time is he going to set? He will not improve. Foursquare comes into the pit lane.
I just set that time. 3rd.
Oh, okay. Dan, David, Ben, all on time, or out laps now. Octane as well.
I'm gonna have my DRS help me going 140. Oh, it works. 5.5 to go.
Here comes Ben. We're gonna ride on board with Ben for a hot lap around Circuit Paul Ricard. Never mind. We'll have Dan take us on a hot lap around Circuit Paul Ricard. He's on an outlap. David, Volcanic, and Octane on outlaps as well. Will Markle get another chance at a pole? And being this track is hosting its first ever EWRL event, none of these drivers have made an EWRL start at this track. So who will get Hell no. But I mean, if I have all the streams, I could figure it out, but yeah. Look, man, keeping a wins list is hard enough. Especially because I started in the second season
Imagine
of NASCAR.
Emerson kept stats and everything.
I wish I could, I wish it was more electronic, that all the stats could be compiled up, rather me just writing them down.
Driver to have most penalties in a single race.
You. I'm kidding, Dan. Dan earlier this season.
I just want to tell my inner X90 right now.
Here comes Ben. Many things on an outlap. Invader, Foursquare, Markle in the pit lane. So you can Octane improve out of last place. Octane through the carousel now. Marco on an outlap. He's not content with fourth. Yeah. Might be anybody's worst start all year because I don't know if we've had 9 drivers on a grid.
Somebody came out of the pit.
Octane gets to 8th over many things, and now everybody's on an outlap or timed lap, timed lap.
Timed lap.
David actually made it up into the 5th position as we were watching Octane. Dan right now in the early portions of his timed lap. Here comes Volcanic. Can he improve? He's on the rumble strip on the exit. Looks like he won't. To the start finish line, he definitely won't. Octane fighting his way through sponsorship signs. I believe many things improved upon his time, but not enough. Ben on a hot lap. Onto the back straight we go. A minute 45 remains here in qualifying. Marco starts his probable final timed lap of the session. Foursquare starts his final timed lap of the session. Invader's gonna really give himself some space and a good car to do so. He's actually he's just letting Ben by. That makes more sense. So many things try as he might. Octane into the pit lane. Volcanic out of fuel. Dan into the pits. He's staying in 6th. 6th for now. Will not improve. Ben through the final corner. Can he improve upon his whole time? It is a 1:30.981. Who can top that? As Invader begins a timed lap. Foursquare on his way out of the chicane and Markle into the S's. Many things gets up to 7th place and he'll put Octane back to 9th. How about that for many things? What an improvement it was. Over a second improved on that lap time. Markle trying for pole to the start finish line. He gets there! A 1:30.832!
Yeah, we don't do that here.
What's bad is I
Here
crossed
comes
the line
Foursquare. Out of the final corner, he goes wide. And he will improve, but stays 4th.
Did you cut straight on the back?
Well, I did that too, Ben, and I was out of gas, and it said invalidated lap.
Oh, Oh, Invader.
earlier.
Nice.
It's funny because I ran wide so many times around this track and never invalidated my lap.
Here comes Washing Machine Invader. Where will he end up?
Huh?
Invader out of the 15th and final corner and down to start finish straight to the start finish line. He goes third. Actually, no, he stayed third. He was already third. He 131.266, four square fourth. Many things. Just trying to get to the end of the session. So Markle, it is official now. Markle will be on the pole for the French Grand Prix. Let's see if he can make it through turn 4 this time.
Yeah.
So Markle, it's the first time all season he trails in wins on the season.
Okay, bye, Dan.
Probably didn't leave the session. Oh, he left the session.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright, down to 8 drivers.
Oh, it'll be, well, 8 and an AI. His AI is probably not going to do that well. Unless he, I mean, he can try to get back in, right? Because his AI will start the race for him.
I think.
Or, no, wait.
So he left.
But here we go. We have 8.5 drivers getting ready to take to Circuit Paul Ricard. And somebody really can't get the cap off of something.
This is
Nope,
my
Dan's
arm
not here.
race.
His AI gone.
Oh, the AI is gone?
AI gone.
Wow. Well,
Gone. We're down to 8 people.
we will have an 8-driver grid for tonight's French Grand Prix at Circuit Paul Ricard, the first ever EWRL race to take place at this track. And it's a 27 lapper. Before we get through our 27 lap race, Dan is back.
I don't know if he's gonna be able to get in.
We can try. Oh, hold on. We can try joining back and see if you make it in. If not, we could. How would we even do this if we were to restart and get everybody in the right order?
Emerson, before you launch the lobby, he has an option to set the grid how he wants.
I do. Well, but like.
Yeah.
You could just have us restart the race and skip qualifying or whatever, and then on.
You could do
we
one
treat,
shot and we all cross in order.
We could treat the
That-
first
that's-
lap on the.
All right.
I mean, we could just do a rolling start,
That too.
and then we can just shuffle everyone into the correct order.
Y'all want to? Dan, first, can you make it in?
No, I can't actually pick a car. Unless it
Okay.
lets me after the race actually starts. Since they're on the formation.
Well, we will see. Right now we are on our formation lap. It may be our first of 2 formation laps. Dan has joined the lobby. Let's see what
I lost
happens
internet
here.
connection to everything. Everything shut off. I did, for some reason.
Maybe his PS4 is acting up.
So let's see what happens here. This could be an abandoned start as the drivers come up to the grid. I'm sorry, an aborted start. He's the
Abandon, aborted.
Same thing.
Yeah.
let's see.
Which way you look at it.
So if Dan can't join, are we just gonna restart?
We will reset, especially because we haven't started the Grand Prix. Yeah.
No, it just put me back in spectator mode.
All right. So this is not a start. This is an aborted start. We're gonna try this again.
Alright. I would say just do one-shot quality.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can find a way to set the order. If I can invite. What the fuck? Oh my god, the carnage and the time penalties and retirees, good lord. From the aborted start. None of this.
Stay away from me, white car.
And the safety car has not been deployed for any of this, and oh, big cut is Marco into the barrier.
I tried to get invaded.
The carnage on the start.
That's great.
Alright, everybody straight on the back stretch. Ow, 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 ow.
10-second time penalty.
Alright. Alright, let's go ahead. We're gonna quit to the main menu. That was that. Let's get.
Oh, I'm so close. I'm so close to being disqualified.
Quitting the main menu.
Alright. Let's see.
I'm worried to see somebody get DQ'd.
Everybody knows what they qualified, right? Roughly.
Yeah.
I was in 5th.
Right.
I'm in 6th.
And plus,
I'll start last though. I will start last for this.
We can check the stream.
Yeah, I mean, I could check the stream too, but yeah, just want to make sure. All right. Let's see.
Is it just gonna be a rolling start?
Let me see the options before I send any invites. Let me see the options.
Go to like host options, and it'll give you like an option to set how you want the grid.
Yeah. Let's go. Let me see. I might, yeah. Oh, there's a grid editor. You're right. All right, so yeah. Let's see. Yep. Let me invite everybody. All right. It's fine. It's weird because I didn't put a rule in place because usually people can join back, and I mean this game it's weird and I don't know. It's just rare. Everybody go ahead and rejoin the lobby. Select the multiplayer to car.
Oh, not again.
I didn't expect it to happen. Don't worry.
I'll take things Emerson says multiple times per 1,000, Alex.
I have to turn off qualifying, I guess, to set the grid. That would make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, everybody select the multiplayer car.
Yeah.
Ooh. If anybody remembers what the weather exactly was, I could do it.
It's gonna be cloudy, and like at the very end of the race, it's gonna be heavy rain. That was it.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright.
Yep.
I can do that. I know I can customize the weather, but let me customize the grid first. Grid order. Oh shit.
That way we have fucking blizzard hit us in the middle of the race.
Markle on the pole. Ben the second. It was Invader third. Foursquare fourth. Avenged fifth.
I was 5th.
Alright. Then it was many things was 7th, but up to 6th. Volcanic 7th. Octane 8th. Dan 9th.
Yep.
Alright, confirm changes. Alright. Multiplayer car, practice off, qualifying off, custom grid. We'll do our customized weather. We'll do overcast, light rain, and a heavy rain from what I hear.
Who all here has Pocket Those two?
No, the thing on it had from like the start to like 45 minutes in, it was just overcast, and at the 45-minute mark it was heavy rain. There was no light rain at all. I didn't even see the light rain one.
Alright, so everybody go ahead and wait. Let me just make sure. I mean, nothing else should have been changed, so we should be good in that sense. Race settings. Park framing on, collisions on, vehicle damaged, reduced, ghosting off,
me
car setup preset,
too.
safety car on, rules and flags on, corner cutting regular, formation lap on, race starts manual. Okay, we are all good. Everybody can ready up. Alright, we will go on another formation lap. Before you go into the formation lap, make sure you select your preset if you had a different preset, because obviously
How
it
bad
won't go
they
over.
killing Green Bay?
It's only 17 nothing.
I was kind of hoping Green Bay won, even though I don't really care, because I just want to see
The
Super
State Farm
one
Bowl?
rematch. Or a Super Bowl 1 rematch.
Stay farm! Stay farm! Alright. I appreciate all y'all sticking through this. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's just 4 minutes out of our lives. Just weird.
But
Weird situation. For future reference, we'll set the precedent that we can only do this once per Grand Prix. If we reset and somebody lags out a second time, before the start of the Grand Prix, then we will just continue.
by the way, does anyone? I thought there was a rule for all time since
Well,
he
that-
started his league. But
I never made it official. At the same time, it varies from game to game. Like NASCAR, you may have to be a little like the Technics games. You have to be a little more lenient with lag out rules. It was like
'Cause that shit
before,
was ass.
yeah,
What
but
the rain?
It's gonna be light rain for like 20 minutes.
oh well, here we go. Are you sure you select your presets that you needed to?
Do we have to start on the same tires? Because it's giving me a different option.
You don't have to start on the same tires. There's no way to police that at this point. What am I gonna do? Make you for?
Yeah.
I mean, like I can't make y'all
Rip
start.
Ray then.
I can't make y'all start on
I'm on
2 lap.
mediums, boys.
I can't make y'all start on
Same.
2 lap old tires, you know. So here we go. We're gonna try this again. Before we go on our 27 lap adventure, we had a little bit of our extracurricular activities.
Extra.
We're gonna get going here for our French Grand Prix. Everybody in their right spots, correct?
No, I'm on the mediums.
Everybody
everybody's
is in their right starting spots, correct? Like,
Yes.
y'all were. Alright. So, let's go through our starting lineup. On the front row, we will have Markle, our point leader, start alongside Ben, the chaser, at a 39-point deficit. These two went toe-to-toe for the fastest lap in qualifying. Let's see how it goes in the race. Invader will start third alongside of his teammate, Foursquare in fourth. The washing machine and the New Orleans Saints sported F1 car. Row 3 will have Avenged David at number 38. And Many Things starts in 6th after moving up from the aborted start. Row 4 will have Volcanic making his 3rd start and possibly his last one this season. And almost crashing on the formation lap he is. And he'll start alongside Octane. Octane, the number 25. There, and the reason for the aborted start, Dan, he's back and he's better than ever. Let's go in row 5.
I like how it's a formation off, and I'm already running wide over corners.
So, it's gonna get ready to be a little soggy out here, boys. Let's see if we can make it. Looks like Dan may have found Octane's gearbox to be a little attractive.
I'd say
Good luck,
definitely
everybody.
brake check the crap out of me.
Can you please never say that again?
A little attractive.
So this already weird and wacky start, but you know what? We haven't had enough action. It's time to bring the action. Here we go. We've got 5 red lights and it is lights out, and away
Yep,
we
called
go.
it. Fucking gonna get fucked off the suit.
Markle gets a terrible start, starting this race on mediums into turn 1. Ben with the advantage around the outside. Markle around the outside, and there's a lot. There's 3 cars spinning. It's Volcanic, Invader, and Markle. Again, the second week in a row he will start on the pole and not make it to the end of the first sector. So Ben out in front now, Foursquare up to second, many things in third. Octane avenged their 4th and 5th, having some contact with Dan up to 6th. Marco right on the tail end of this group of cars. A little bit of a fishtail from David.
Wrong one.
Now from Octane.
Oh,
3
God.
wide down the backstretch. This hard, intense racing up here. For the 4th position, Octane fights off hard. Octane racing with a broken wrist. Here comes Dan looking around the outside. That's our 2-time series champ going wide through the carousel.
Oh, Dan, did I hit you?
And up the inside he goes. Wow. Look at that. Up to the 5th position already. Through the first lap, he's already a spot higher than where he qualified, and he had started at the rear of the grid. Now he did have a little bit of help with the self-cleaning accidents, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Ben goes a 139.426 as we work lap number 2 here at Circuit Paul Ricard. Markle looking up the right side now of David into turn 1. Over the curbs we all go. Dan all over the gearbox of Octane. Already found it attractive on the formation line, diving up the inside. Takes a little corner cut. Octane had the advantage, but he gets loose. The oversteer too much for Octane. Trying to keep the car under control. Back to 7th. And the only driver in the spot that they started in right now is David in 5th. Every other driver is in a different spot from where they started.
I would have been in pocket.
Out front, Ben, a 1.3 second advantage over Foursquare. Last week, Foursquare had to be the one chasing Ben all race, and he was not able to close the deal. Let's see if it's any different this week. It's a very similar situation, except this track started off dry, and it's going to get wet later. Back in the pack, Many Things under attack from Dan. They make contact, Many Things fighting hard against the 2-time series champ. Hard racing for the podium. Ben sets the fastest lap, a 1:35.630. Dan looking up the right side, trying to slipstream down the front stretch. DRS is enabled. How long will it be enabled? As rain is in the forecast, Dan is off the circuit, back on the circuit with the advantage now to 3rd. Side by side and hard racing as we go into the hairpins. Dan going wide now through turn 6. He'll clear Many Things. Onto the podium goes Dan. And for the first time in a while, both Park brothers on the podium, but here comes Many Things already ready to spoil the party with the help of DRS down the back. He's gonna go wide. Off the track, he takes out the turn 9 sign. Here comes David, looking for the podium. Many Things, Dan fighting for their lives. Dan with the crossover. He'll take 3rd. Here comes David up the inside. He's looking for 3rd. Can he get? He can't get there. Marco's got a fantastic view of this battle. And look at how racy this track is. Here comes David up the left side. Around the outside, can he do it? He's fighting hard. He gets on the curb. He's going to lose traction. And we've now got a 5-car battle for the 3rd position. Dan and David going toe-to-toe for the podium. It looks like Dan finally able to get out in front of it.
It's raining.
And it's starting to rain already.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
and
sorry.
around goes Octane. He collects. I believe Volcanic is who he no, Many Things is who he collected. Volcanic, Many Things. Now they're side by side for 6th. David able to get up to 3rd on Dan. This is where Dan's experience may play to his advantage as the track gets a little, has less and less grip as the rain continues to pour on. Marco up to 4th. When are these drivers gonna pit for wet weather tires?
Never going all the way to the end of mediums.
Marco all over David's gearbox.
Say that.
Here comes Marco, and there's an accident in the back. It's Volcanic getting into Octane, maybe. Looks like everybody keeps it going. Right now, Ben needs David to keep Marco at bay. Ben wants Dan to get around Markle. Easily doing so could cut his point deficit in half.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, as it gets wet, it gets harder to set the fastest lap, but in turn, Markle into the podium position. Fighting hard against David. David up the inside, they almost make contact.
Ow.
And that time they do. Markle's wing is still intact. So David back out in the 3rd. Markle falls back to 4th with David's advantage of DRS down the front stretch. Dan trying to hold on to it in 5th. Everybody still on dry tires. When does the track become wet enough for these drivers to want to pit for wet tires? Volcanic into the 6th position. Octane diving under, brakes, and he makes contact with Volcanic. Could be a little bit of lag going on there. Ben out front with a 4.5 second advantage over Foursquare. Here comes Markle up the inside of David, can't get there. What's up, Dylan?
What up, Jeff?
Welcome to the broadcast. Markle trying to hold on to that car in 4th. You can see the track starting to get a little bit of a shine on it. Ben stays out another lap. Octane into the 6th position on Volcanic. Looks like they may not be able to see each other. The lag is big between Octane and Volcanic.
Yeah, I don't see anyone.
They can't see each other. And Invader, the first of the drivers to make it into the pit lane. Fitting a set of intermediates and replacing the front wing. And a 3-second time penalty for Octane, who's corner cutting. Many things goes around, tries to save it.
Dan's like, he's getting loose.
And now you can see from that camera shot, there's a big puddle on the backstretch.
No, what the fuck?
And a caution in Sector 1. Everybody's slipping and sliding. Ben a 5.2 second advantage.
The car is hurting. David.
DRS is disabled. And here comes Ben.
Man, you got that far? I forgot to do it.
4 square in. David goes a little wide, but he makes it in. Comes Markle in, followed by Dan. And a 3-second time penalty for Dan for multiple warnings. Here comes Octane in. Many things really wide, but he's going to make it in along with Volcanic. Invader already pitted for intermediate tires. Ben is down and away, so it's 4 square.
Why the fuck did I change my wing?
Marco comes out behind David. Dan in 5th. Many things out in front of Volcanic. Octane in 8th. So Ben out now with a 6.5 second advantage over 4 square. David, can he hold on to the podium? What a big help it would be for Ben. To fend off Markle. This rain is also only going to get worse, so how well can these drivers control maybe more water with intermediate tires? At what point does the rain get hard enough for them to pit for heavy wets? Big puddle there in the middle of the backstretch. You can start seeing the rooster tails coming off the back of these tires where the water spray is coming off these tires as the tires push water out of the way of for the car.
I have like 4 times. 3.
I don't know how I didn't get there in that lap one. I looked to my left, there was a car just completely missing the corner.
I wasn't taken out this time.
Octane sliding. Out front again, it's all about Ben. Can he go up 2 wins on Markle on the season? And more importantly, cut that points deficit by a large margin. Right now would be gaining 14 points on the 39-point deficit, making it a 1 race advantage should everything stay this way. But alas, it is racing and there's still a lot of racing to go. 2/3 of the race remain. And Marco is hungry for that podium position to keep it at over a 1 race advantage. Marco right there in the tire tracks, the spray of David, and the hardest thing about trailing somebody in the rain is you can't see a thing. The closer you get to somebody, the harder it becomes to see.
Alright, I'm not recording. I can't go off track.
So Markle into the third position. As we stay right now, Ben gains 11 points on the 39-point deficit, making it a 28-point deficit at this moment. So that position is big for the championship battle. As at the end of this race, we'll have 6 races remaining in the battle. We still have 17 laps, 18 laps to do business here at Circuit Paul Ricard here in France. But every race counts when you're in a title chase. Seeing Dan run like this, ask the question, will he ever return to his championship form? And it's not a bad run, it's just not a dominating run that we were used to seeing. And there's a caution in sector 3. That'd be David going for a spin.
Yeah, that turn got me, and that's on intermediate conditions.
The turn's always last, isn't it?
It's just so sudden, and you carry too much speed into it. Yeah, it's slick.
We got a whole train of cars now. As many things heads David, Octane, Volcanic for the 5th position. And don't look too soon, Invader's on the same straightaway as well. Up front, it's all about Ben. 7 seconds out in front of Foursquare. Very, very similar story to what happened last week. Octane, a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Trying to break Dan's record of time penalties, I see.
I think this is the only time Minnie thinks it's ever passed me under green flag conditions.
Ben, Foursquare, Markle, Dan, your top 4. And then, I mean, we're talking a 5-car battle brewing in the coming laps. See if David can find his way back around many things for a top 5. I mean, look at the visibility as we ride on board with David. You can't see a damn thing. That is wild how you can find a way to pass somebody. I mean, that's why they have the rain lights on these cars. He gets ever so close to that gearbox.
Interception, I heard that. Oh, America's getting demolished. I'm pretty sure everybody expected it.
Whoa, David finds the gearbox of many things.
I wasn't. That's not bad in anything.
I mean, this is wild. Just sitting, watching David methodically try to find a way around many things, and just not able to. The conditions, the visibility, they're just not there. The car not there. Invader makes, I believe, his first green flag pass since turn 2 of the opening lap. As Invader moves into the 8th position in the washing machine number 13. You know, that's what he deserves for driving the washing machine livery this week.
And they can't hear you.
Yep. Notice how the last 2 weeks he's muted me because he can't focus when I talk about him, but the last 2 weeks have been his terrible runs.
As I say, he muted you every week.
God. I wanna know how. Oh no. Damn it.
Well, somebody said an expletive and didn't explain.
Sorry, that's me. I broke my front wing.
Here we go with David. Trying to find a way on many things. He gets in to the right rear tire.
Thanks, he's just gonna hate me after this race. I've already hit him 4 times in 2 laps.
It's okay, I understand.
Thing is, I'm not braking later either.
No, I'm just trying to be sure that I don't brake too late and go off, you know?
Yeah, I get you. I'm going up like my normal line, so like I'm not used to you like checking up early like that.
It's fine. I'm trying to drive a mix between the dry and the karting line.
I saw that. You're just like
Heavy rain.
you're trying to like venture out into like try to half and half it some of these corners.
I mean, if Verstappen could take the karting line in rain and still be fast, so like...
Are you Max Verstappen?
Nah, I wish.
He's not far from it.
Oof.
All he needs is some speed. Yeah, like he's got the crashing part down.
He's only crashing because I keep running into him.
No, I'm just talking on a weekly basis. Very aggressive.
I feel like that's Dan, but as Vettel.
Whoa, around goes Octane! Sliding across the track goes Octane!
You should have offered me anything. This is my line. Why is there a dry line out here? What?
Somehow Octane doesn't heavily
Leave
damaged the
dryer
car.
line.
Actually, I don't know if he got any damage.
Mm-mm. I'm clean.
Wow, just the tires may be screaming for mercy, but other than that, a clean race car.
Not when they're overheated.
Oh no, they're still wet. They're just hot and wet.
Let's not ever say those two words in the same sentence again.
I know what I said.
I know. No, not you. So many words that Emerson's just gonna make me hate after this race.
Anyway, washing machine invader into the 7th position and looking for 2 more.
Oh, hi.
Diving into the corner goes David, a little wide, but able to keep the car under control and in the 6th spot. Foursquare's now fallen off to 9.3 seconds, and it looks to be the same result 2 weeks in a row for Foursquare. A lot of racing to go still, but I bet the same story gets tired. You get tired of hearing the same story.
You mean like real F1?
That's what it's starting to feel like for Foursquare.
No, we're calling you the Williams.
What?
If Ben made every week, it would be.
And there's a caution in Sector 3.
What you doing, Vader?
That would be an invader. What the hell?
All I know is I saw like 2 arrows, and I saw no arrows.
So where's Volcanic? 'Cause he
Temple.
keeps bumping from 9th to 5th.
He is an 8th.
Okay.
I feel like Mika Hakkinen trying to overtake many things. I'm trying to find any way possible to get past this car.
Volcanic is 4 seconds ahead of Octane. And how about this? Several weeks now, Many Things has gotten very good at defending. He has. That's all he's really had to do. He would get lucky breaks and make it into a great spot, and then would have to spend the next 20 laps trying to defend. So he's getting a lot of great practice at defending positions.
Many things. I don't know how I've only broken off a section of my wing on you. As many times I've hit you so far.
Now you say something, now the whole wing falls off.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit him this time. It's just gonna be all red. Yeah. Just greenly graze the side pod.
Invader into the pit lane. Looks like that front wing has taken a beating. Ben out front by 10 seconds.
You are.
Markle on the aggressive, and the story now becomes, can Markle get to second?
go.
David into the pit lane from the 6th position. I think that front wing, no, it's just a new set of tires.
Oh yeah, they didn't. Well, it wasn't really affecting me, so they didn't change it. Yeah, that's true too. I mean, it's yellow, but it
Here
just,
comes Volcanic into the pit lane. He's down and away.
I mean, it's a yellow front wing, but like the amount of grip and stuff I have in the wet's still the same.
Markle now really closing in on Foursquare.
Also, this is supposed to be heavy rain and it's getting lighter.
The first form of deception. Here comes Markle, looking for the 2nd position, closing in on Foursquare. Markle into the pit lane, taking the advantage now, looking for the overcut. The undercut. The undercut. No, Markle was going for. Markle is down and away. There's many things into the pit lane. Those are the lap times y'all running? Ben staying out another lap. I mean, not that he needs the pit, but carries on. And Foursquare again. Differing strategies for different drivers on how much they use their tires.
That'd be good.
Octane, how about that, into the 5th position?
Yeah, you missed me. Just fucking slide into that corner. Ooh.
As Octane slides through and making contact with many things. Somehow they keep it straight and they're still in front of David. They're going 3-way. No, David just goes off. Octane sliding. They make contact with many things. And it's a 3-car battle for 5th. Slipping and sliding they all go. Washing Machine Invader wants to join as David sends Octane off the track.
Well, that's the most excitement we're getting out of this race. Yeah, the first lap was good. If you didn't get taken out. Yeah, if you didn't get taken out by a rope car in turn 1.
Oh man, the MVP goes to lap 1 of the first attempt.
Everybody gets a crash. You get a crash.
The aborted start, the best lap ran on this track.
Best I've ever run in this league.
Okay, there's been some last laps at Talladega that would top.
Can it top anything in F1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dan into the pit lane, down and away. And he fits a set of heavy, wet tires.
Yep, here it comes.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Invader, Octane going for it. Washing machine off the track. When does the rain become what a driver cannot tolerate on intermediate tires? Dan has already picked that point has passed. Or just needed another set of tires. Dan still struggling out there with heavy wets.
Ow. Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to work.
We've seen this story all day. Many things holding off David. Octane into the pit lane. And many things fitting a set of heavy, wet tires. 6 laps to go. How about Ben Foursquare on 15 lap old intermediate tires? Now the question becomes, can they go to the end? Do they try going to the end? Can they go 5 laps more on intermediate tires? As it gets wetter, it gets harder to navigate. Do the pros outweigh the cons? Many things, David still going toe to toe for 5th.
Hey, you missed a hell of a pass.
Here he comes piling on the pressure up the inside. Can he clear him? He will do so. And here comes your race leader, Ben, into the pit lane. And Foursquare looking to try it. Or at least another lap. Ben fits a set of wets. Foursquare takes over the race lead. Does he have the speed and the tires to win this Grand Prix with a 9-second advantage? 4 laps to go. And 3 seconds added on to many things' race time. Markle has now built up a big enough gap to where even if he did pit for wet tires, he wouldn't lose a position.
Oh, you stay away from me, Jensen Button.
Oh, and they got a 3-car battle going on for 5th. Here comes Washing Machine. David continues to fight Invader. Many things starts to drive away. Here comes Invader up the inside. And through the middle goes David. Gonna lose a lot of time and give up the spot. And now you have to think, if Foursquare is able to pull this off, was it the right choice for Ben to pit? He went from cutting the gap by 11 points to now only 4 points. But wow, the rain is really coming down. And Foursquare is able to do this with 17 lap old and only getting older tires. Invader up to the 5th position on many things. No, not yet. They're side by side. Many things takes him wide. Here comes Washing Machine. It's starting to get very, very wet out there. The rain is coming down by the buckets. Here comes Invader up the inside. He can't get there. Two laps to go. The gap, 5.5 seconds. Does Foursquare have the tires? Or the advantage to do it? Down to 5 seconds. Octane battling Volcanic again. Octane up
really?
to 8th position. There's a caution in Sector 3. And there goes Many Things and Invader! They both go around. Many things into the pit lane. Vader staying out. David goes into the 5th position. The gap up front is now 3.5 seconds. Ben, he needs those 7 points, and he's driving his heart out to get them. 3 seconds the advantage. Now under 3 seconds. Will we see a last lap pass? Many things fits a set of wet tires back in 7th. 2.4 seconds the gap. 2 seconds the gap. We're coming to 1 lap to go. It's under 2 seconds. A 3-second time penalty for Dan. Markle now within 8.5 seconds of Foursquare. 1.3 seconds the gap as we're coming to start the final lap of the Grand Prix. 1 second separates the top 2, and we got a whole lap around a soggy circuit, Paul Ricard. 0.7 of a second to gap now. Can Foursquare hold on as Ben goes wide? The gap now 0.5 of a second. There's no DRS. This is all on skill. 0.4 of a second. They're going to be side by side, down the back. There's a caution in Sector 2. Ben out in front and clear. A 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Can Ben hold on?
Oh, his race.
And there goes Ben, the will to cut that points lead down by another 7 points. Probably consumed him just enough to get there, but also Foursquare having 19 lap old intermediates. Wow, and we get a last lap pass here
80% tires.
in the French Grand Prix.
Oh my god.
And around goes Octane. And Ben is going to win the French Grand Prix. Volcanic goes 9th place, 1 lap down. Foursquare comes home 2nd. Here comes Marco 3rd, and Invader has DNF'd on the final lap. Marco comes home 3rd. And he's sitting in the middle of the racetrack. Oh my god, that must have been a bad hit.
To the point where I just drove straight into it because I don't care and I couldn't handle the car anymore.
Here comes Dan to finish 4th. And another 3.
What's up? No. Oh, I had I had 80% tires and I ran out of fuel those last 2 turns. Yeah, I was coasting there that straightaway.
David comes home 5th. Octane got a 3-second time penalty in the last lap.
I knew the inters weren't too bad in the wet track, and I was like, let's just try it. Nope.
Here comes Many Things to finish 6th. Can he finish? He's gonna spin before he gets to the line.
Kind of feel if I would have put wets on though, I might have been able to catch Foursquare by the end of that.
What is the
And here comes Octane. And he will actually cross the line, unlike Many Things.
My screen, I'm pushing you, Foursquare. Boing, boing.
Yeah. I need it.
And how about the podium celebration? Wow, doesn't this look like the exact podium we had last week?
Hey man, I almost got away with it if it wasn't for that one last lap.
Yeah. Imagine
I
if
thought
this
about
was
staying out
imagine
for
if this
the-
was real F1 and the aborted start took away a lap from the Grand Prix.
Oh jeez.
Imagine that. Oh wow. And how about all those time penalties? Good lord.
Damn, if only I was closer to Dan.
Octane wins. No, Volcanic had more.
So
Good
Ben goes up 2 wins on Markle and now gets the point lead down to 28 points. It's 2 points over a full points
Don't worry, he got
advantage. We have 6 Grand Prix remaining. Foursquare
Ben
finishes
got this.
second. Markle third. Dan fourth. David fifth. Many things
still have
sixth.
Monaco.
Octane seventh. Invader, he'll get credited with an 8th place finish. And Volcanic 9th.
I'd like to point out.
The next
Where's the
race
next
you'll
race?
see y'all next week at Sochi.
Emerson, you still have Frederick Curse too or no?
In this game, I have.
So,
If it's raining, I'm done.
we're joined by our 3rd place finisher, Markle. Another
Before he
week,
starts, I'd like
another
to point out-
pole position and first sector crash.
I'm surprised.
Both weeks you rally back to the 3rd position. How does it feel after that abysmal start?
I don't know. It just happens when you start on the outside going in, or I guess I was on the inside, but turn 2 ends up being an outside, so it kind of sucks.
You kind of mentioned that if you had pitted for wet tires, you might have gotten Foursquare.
That, and
What-
maybe if they would have fixed my wing.
I was gonna say, what deterred you away from getting wet tires there?
Knowing that it's not usually that much slower in this game with the inters.
So 28 point advantage, 6 Grand Prix.
Yep.
How do you feel?
Every race is pretty good until Monaco. You know, the championship ass race. Survive. If I'm 1 or 2 points ahead of you by then, you know you're gonna win because I hate that trick.
Well done,
That's my
everybody.
worst track in this game.
Well done, guys. Good job.
Alright, well, congratulations on the back-to-back podiums after back-to-back poles and back-to-back first sector crashes.
Yep.
And we're joined by our 2nd place finisher. Wow, I should have just put on the tape recording from last week. Foursquare, how does it feel to be 2nd all Grand Prix long? Until the end, you did give us a little shake up there, but at the end of the day, the result is the exact same as last week. Tell me about the race before we even get to the final part of it.
Yeah, well, congratulations, to
Ben.
Ben, sorry, Ben, for Ben getting that win there. Yeah, I definitely didn't. Yeah, I knew he was faster than me again this weekend, and it was another thing of getting through that first few turns, and I appreciate getting that right side starting spot. I think that was definitely an advantage, and yeah, that was 2nd again.
So, there at the end, when did you know you were going to go to the end on intermediates? Did you know you were going to go to the end on inters?
No, that was a complete gamble. I was waiting on Ben to pit, and he kind of kept pushing it, and eventually got to only like 5 laps to go or something, and then he finally came in. So then I was like, well, if I'm going to do anything, this is my only shot, so let's just keep going. But my tires were dead, though. I was at 70% going into 2 laps to go, and once they hit 70%, they were done. I mean, it almost felt like I had a puncture in some of the sectors.
Rest in peace, tires.
Yeah.
Yeah, this track does eat tires.
To be honest, I was hoping you would blow in so I could catch you.
Well, you almost did. You really
Was
did.
there
Well, you ran out of fuel, yeah.
was there anything you could have done differently? Was there like any point in the race you pushed maybe that you could have saved those tires,
Save
or
a
at
little
the
more
end
fuel.
Could you have held Ben off?
Probably not. Probably not. More rain? I don't know. I really don't know.
More
All right. Well, congratulations on the exact same result as last week.
Thanks.
On a second place finish. We're joined by race winner Ben. What did you say last week? Because I think that's just gonna cap off this interview. Nah, but how was the race for you?
Why you don't say something, Wolfie?
Apparently I got wing damage from it. Not me. I was by myself.
So what warranted the pit stop to heavy wet tires?
Heavy ass rain.
Jeff. Engineer Jeff. So when you pit for the wet tires, were you thinking that Foursquare might have stayed out, or did you think he was going to pit with you? Yeah. Yeah. Was there...
I thought about that, Ben, because I was catching Foursquare at a rate and not. I was like, you know what, maybe if I stay out, I don't trust myself to not blow my tire somehow.
So when you... Go for it. Yeah, a little longer than what we anticipated. But, so when you pitted and you came out, you were 9 seconds back. At that point, when you came out of the pit lane, were you in the mindset that you could make that up, or that you were just hoping he messed up, or... So you pretty much had to pit. Tell me about those last 2 laps then, when you finally started eating into the gap, and what was going through your mind, and yeah. Yeah, it was wild. I mean, yeah, you went wide through turn 2. But congratulations on the win. A little more dramatic than last week, but pretty much the same scenario other than that. Congratulations on the win. You're not 2 wins up on Markle. You're 28 points back though. 6 Grand Prix. How are your chances? That's valid. All right. Well, That's right, and that still holds true. It's 7 points in per win, unfactoring the fastest lap. Very early. Yep. Well, congratulations on the win. We'll see y'all next week in Sochi for the Russian Grand Prix at the Sochi Autodrome. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
That's hopefully a track I somehow don't